Whoop! Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Habit 5 by Christina Lopez and Gabriel Gamboa.
Before I can walk in another's shoes, I must first remove my own. If you can learn this simple habit to see things from another's point of view, before sharing your own, a whole new world of understanding will be opened up to you.
My shoes, not yours. It's our tendency to want to swoop out of the sky like Superman and solve everyone's problems before we even understand what the problem is. We simply don't listen. As American Indian proverb goes, listen or the tongue will make thee deaf. The deepest need of the human heart. Please listen. When I ask you to listen to me and you start giving me advice, you have not done what I asked. When I ask you to listen to me and you begin to tell me why I shouldn't feel that way, you are trampling on my feelings. When I ask you to listen to me and you feel you have to do something to solve my problem, you have failed me. Strange as it may seem, listen. All I ask is you listen. Don't talk or do, just hear me.
The deepest need of the human heart. Why is this habit the key to communication? Is it because the deepest need of the human heart is to be understood? Everyone wants to be respected and valued for who they are. A unique, one of a kind, never to be cloned, at least for now, individual.
5 poor listening skills. Spacing out is when someone is talking to us but we ignore them because our mind is wandering off in another galaxy. Pretend listening is more common. We still aren't paying attention to the other person, but at least we pretend to. We start making gestures like, yeah, cool, sounds great. Selective listening is where we pay attention to the other parts of the conversation that is interesting for us. Word listening occurs when we actually pay attention to what someone is saying, but we listen to only the words, not the body language or feeling. Self centered listening happens when we see anything from our point of view instead of standing in another's shoes. Judging. Sometimes we listen to others we make judgmental in the back of our minds about them and what they're saying.
Genuine listening. Listening with just your ears isn't good enough because only 7% of communication is contained within the words we use. The rest comes from the body language, which is 53%. And how we say words or the tone and feeling reflected in our voice is 40%.
Now, how to communicate with your mommy and daddy. Communication is hard enough with, by itself, but throw a mom or dad into the mix. You see, they have pressure too. Where you're worrying about your friends and your upcoming history exam, they're worrying about their boss and how they're going to pay their next house payment. Like you, they have days when they get offended at work and go into the restroom and cry.
Seek first to be understood. Death came out as the number 2. You'll never guess what number 1 fear was. It was speaking in public. People would rather die than speak in public. Isn't that interesting? Besides, if you've taken your time to listen, your chances of being listened to are very good.